kitchen with me in the restaurant, and it's kind of cool going to work with your kids and watching.
Sure.
There's a part of me that wants to scream at them, get out, don't do this. And then that's another part that's like, she's doing a hell of a job. My son needs a little bit more, molding, but he's trying. But getting back to the whole financial.
Yeah.
I had, not too long ago, quite a few cars. I love cars. But I have always been known to be the junk guy. I bought a $1,500 truck. Why? Because I liked that $1,500 truck, and it got me to where I wanted to go just as a Cadillac would. My van that I have, a big old white van, they make fun of me now. Why do I have it? It has everything I need inside. I can do if something goes wrong at one of the places, I have a tool in there to fix it.
Right.
Plus, it cost, I forget how much, it was cheap, but there's no payment on it, and it gets me where I gotta go. It's just because I think I shouldn't have to keep up with the Joneses. Now, understand I do have nice vehicles for the family and family drives and that, but for me personally, the rustier, the rattier, the better. I'm all about it. I love that. I know the producer will talk too much, but he knows it.
As much as we are alike, and we do have a lot of similarities, in the things that we like. So, like I've always had to have a cool car. Always.
It is cool. It is
Always.
cool. When you got a rusted out frame,
I'm just saying.
when you shut the door and it bounces back open and you got to shut it again, that's cool.
My first cool car that I had, and I had it in high school, was a 1968 Firebird Corvette 1980 Corvette yellow. You could see it before you saw it. That's how bright it was. And then, but it was funny as thinking as later on, I lived in a trailer park in a double wide, and I had a Porsche 944.
See, now there's a joke I could go with that. I'm going to leave it alone. But every one of us in our generation.
You don't have to. Michael
knows.
just is. But now, I just had a new car last year, and I traded my new car in for another new car this year. You just couldn't beat it. Just with
right now
we talked about the financing and what the value was on used cars and how it went through the roof. It's just ridiculous how things were, and we talked a little bit about that. I had actually had a young guy that used to work for me who had a pickup truck that he was leasing, and the dealer called him, gets him out of the lease, and gives him a check for $7,000. Well, you never have equity in a lease, ever. So there's some crazy shit going on. If you could take advantage of it, you should. I did that at the motorcycle, but I always kind of, because I drove so much, I always kind of lived in my car like, I gotta have a nice car. Not that I still would like to have
you
that
and I are a little
$2,500 pickup truck.
But you and I are different on our businesses. You're meeting people.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
I'm literally going from one building to another building.
Right.
And to be honest, if I was meeting with vendors, or if I was meeting with a lawyer or something that way.
And at any time, you could be taking a piece of equipment from one place to another.
Yeah.
You're right.
That's
right?
exactly what it's for.
Yeah.
But I still love that junk. I don't know. It's something I'll never get out of. My wife hates it. Oh my God, she hates it. That truck, she absolutely hated that truck. I had a...
my wife hates the little bling I bought for the knobs.
That's some of those. I looked so hard to find the most weirdest, wildest, dumbest looking stem caps for that you have on. Just to comment on your thing and said, well, these are cool, but
I bought those Cadillac caps. And I just ordered some caps for my motorcycle that'll have they'll be blue and have a little American flag on the top.
Now see, that I agree with. That one I'll go with. That, the bike thing, completely get. And that's something else we do out here. We just did our first, and we're all over, but just did our first. And one thing I don't like, and I'm going to put it out there, anytime I hear somebody say, this is our first annual bike run, it can't be an annual. You haven't had it yet. You got annual is a year. Wait till a year, then you can say your first annual. Well, we had our first autistic bike run out of here this last month, and we had 3 weeks, 2.5, 3 weeks put together. So it's not put together very well. We slapped it together. We didn't anticipate too many people. I think we had close to 300
Wow.
that came out to this. It's No Words, Just Ride, is what the name of it was. Getting back to what I was saying about the No Words, Just Ride for autism. Throwing it together in that short period of time really showed me something, how much people care. You know, right now we're in this day and age where everyone's hating everyone. Everyone hates you offend me. But you know what, when there's actual people that you watch show up on such a limited amount of time to support one cause, that really filled my heart right there, because they care. My son has autism. He's high spectrum, doesn't talk, coolest darn kid you've ever seen in your life. And he was here, obviously, for the run, and the way he smiled and everybody interacting with him, he got to sit on people's bikes and stuff. It was just something for him. He's 4 years old and absolutely loved it. The point I was making about this is I'm getting tired of it's a me generation. It is when you look at the generation that they're talking about. Because unfortunately, most of the people that came to that run was our generation, our age group.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of them. Great people.
Of course.
I didn't know any of them, but I met a lot of them that day and have friends now from it. It's just something that I think is missing. There's just a little piece of that puzzle that keeps being taken out of it by media, if you really want to go there, that make it look like it's something that it's not. But when you put that puzzle back like we did that day, and all these people showed up. We went to all these different bars, all these bike runs, and every single place we stopped, we had people, what are you guys doing it for? And of course, we'd tell them, it's for an autism. Gentleman got up, walked over, and handed $50, said, hey, can you donate this? It's like, this guy doesn't even know what's going on.
Right.
He sees a bunch, remember, us bikers, we're mean, rough, nasty guys. But it really made me think, this is what I want to get out to people, convey to people, and get them to understand that this world could be what you and I knew it was when we were younger. It's got to put that piece back in. And that's a part about building your character. Be strong in who you are first before you worry about talking.
Well, the only thing we can control is ourselves.
Mhm.
I just work on being a better me. And for a long time, I wasn't that good. I'm an alcoholic. I'm a recovering alcoholic. Been sober for over 12 and a half years now. It'll be 13 in January 18th. But now too, I just experience as, for me, I found what purpose, that I actually believe we all have the same purpose. That the purpose is to serve others. But our mission is what's different. How we do our purpose. How do we serve others? But even when I was fucked up and an alcoholic, my financial business was successful because I put my clients, interests ahead of my own. I always did what was best for them. And it would suck sometimes when I would see other financial people making more money and doing shady shit, and I'm like, and I'm doing everything right, and I'm not making as much as they were, but I could sleep at night too, and just the longevity. And then when dumb shit did happen, and I did do dumb shit, those people didn't leave me. They stayed there. They're like, Troy, we'd really like it if you weren't in the news. And not do that dumb shit anymore, but hey, we love you and you have never fucked us and you take good care of our money, and that's what it was. And now in what I do now, same thing. My thing is, if I help you get what you want, I'll get what I want. Just as a byproduct of it, of just helping other people get what they want, and really helping other people win. That's what it is. It's not that I don't want to win, but I'm not of that belief, and I know you're not either, that the pie is finite.
No.
That there's only so much out there, and that's the different groups of people you have. That some people just believe that in scarcity, that there's only so much. No. We can grow this shit. That's how it works. And there can be more. There's not just a certain pile of money, and if you take from this pile, well, then somebody else is not getting some. No. They can come and do the same damn thing. And they don't have to have a degree to do it either, which is all bullshit. That'll be a different
That's
show.
another one,
And like the bill of goods we sold these kids, and now that generation you're talking about has you know, 100,000 to 200,000 of debt hanging over their head, you know, and making 50, 60 grand a year. Well, that doesn't, and getting a house, that math don't motherfucking work.
No, it doesn't work, especially when most kids leave high school college immediately or within the first year. Because statistically, if they don't ever go to college. The issue is, do you know what you were going to do at 18, 19 years? Because I can tell you right now, I have no idea what I really wanted to do at 18, 19.
I can tell you what I thought I was going to do.
Well,
It didn't work out.
That's what I'm getting at. It's just, and then, like you said, you're spending $30,000, $40,000 a year to go to a college.
Easy.
You're going to put yourself in debt, financial loan, which I didn't. Fortunately, I did not have to pay for loans to go, but they add up very, very quickly. They don't go away, and it's one of the few things that you can't file bankruptcy on because it's protected under the government as a tax.
Well, they're not stupid.
No, they're not.
They're always going to be able to get their money.
They will get it, and it's a shame because you're not taught. By the way, make sure you know what you're doing because you're spending this much money you're going to spend the next 20 years, just like doctors. I love it. Who's a doctor? He's rich. He probably has $750,000 in student debt that has interest tacked onto it. It's going to take him 20 years to pay off, but you're worried about the fact he's driving a Ferrari? You know, it's
like
it's
the payoff,
hard.
like their payoff, they're well into their 30s before they have.
They have 11 years
when you
of
take
school.
When you take the number of hours that they work, because I had doctors as clients, when you take the number of hours that they worked, they're making McDonald's money. That's what they were making while they're taking care of your dumb ass in the